A Republican revolt has paralyzed the House of Representatives for a second straight week, forcing an early holiday recess and dealing another significant blow to Speaker Mike Johnson. The flashpoint, a standoff between far-right conservatives and Republican leadership over a voting restriction bill championed by President Trump. Here is what happened. On Tuesday, a bloc of far-right House Republicans blocked consideration of the annual defense policy bill, known as the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. This is one of the most critical pieces of legislation Congress passes each year, governing Pentagon policy and military spending. By refusing to allow the bill to move forward, conservatives effectively froze the House floor and forced leadership to scrap the rest of the week's legislative schedule entirely. Lawmakers were sent home early for the Independence Day recess, without the legislative achievements Republican leaders had hoped to deliver. At the heart of the rebellion is a demand tied to election legislation. President Trump has been pushing Congress to pass a sweeping bill that would crack down on mail-in voting and impose strict new voter registration and identification requirements. The House has already passed that bill, but it does not have the votes it needs to advance in the Senate. Many Republicans in both chambers have argued that Congress should move on and focus on other priorities. But Trump has refused to let it go, and a faction of conservative House members has decided to use their leverage, blocking all other business, to pressure the Senate into acting. The specific trigger this week was a demand that Republican leaders attach the election bill directly to the defense measure. Speaker Johnson tried to find a middle ground. He proposed a procedural maneuver that would have combined the two measures after the Pentagon legislation had cleared the chamber. He also had President Trump's backing. Trump posted on social media urging reluctant Republicans not to shut down the House floor and obstruct their own party's agenda. But neither the Speaker's strategy nor the President's appeal was enough. The House voted 224 to 198 to reject the procedural measure that would have allowed the defense bill and other legislation, including a foreign aid spending measure, to move forward. Several conservatives withheld their support, arguing they had little confidence the Senate would ever take up the elections bill even if the defense bill passed first. Leading the rebellion is Representative Anna Paulina Luna, a Florida Republican. She made the case plainly: the only way to guarantee the Senate acts on the elections bill is to embed it directly in the NDAA's bill text, not tack it on afterward through a procedural workaround. For Speaker Johnson, it is another painful episode in a tenure defined by a razor-thin majority and an increasingly restive right flank. The inability to pass the NDAA, a bill Congress has approved every year for more than 6 decades, underscores just how difficult it has become to govern with this House majority. That is the latest from Capitol Hill. The House is now on recess, and the standoff over the elections bill and the defense authorization shows no sign of resolution. We will keep tracking it. Thanks for listening.